1. We'll talk about some introduction, especially the center I'm leading in IBU and also some other universities. Particularly, we're working on how we can accelerate the AI algorithm, especially deep neural network, and running them more efficiently, to make it more complex. From the first, to give some examples about our research, they're pretty much linked to each other. You can see how we develop our ideas from very simple one to eventually to distribute the states on top of the technology we develop for deep machine. I'll share some perspectives. So we all know the up and down of the neural network, right? So what we're working on now is not much different from 30 years ago when convolutional neural network was invented. But at that time, we have several challenges which we couldn't solve, such as vanishing gradients. We couldn't add more layers because we don't have a powerful computing machine. And those problems have been solved by the GPU now, so we're able to run the training of neural network very efficiently. But still, we give another opportunity to the algorithm guy to increase the size of neural network, which basically make the computation resources requirement a lot larger. So how do you solve those issues? I was also asked by many people regarding are we going to have where are we having the high hyper or even the bubble of AI technology. So I show the chart about the AI technology here. You can see look at the stock market of the representative companies for each technology from the PC, feature phone, smartphone, and we are experiencing the rising edge of the AI so far from next year. You have 2 years to go, or you will see some drop, and we will see another opportunity. Okay, so this is a center I'm leading under the National Science Foundation. We basically call the alternative sustainable and intelligent computing. I don't want you to keep neural network, just in case one day people switch to some other technologies, basically more intelligent computing, including view circuit and the logic. And those are some numbers of the center, including any number, actually 50 is fellows on the first. Those are people from view. Acceleration, particularly working on quantization, company modeling, compression, proving, distributed computing, traffic, compression, and so on first. And also working on totally very different AI computing platform, such as CPU, FPGA, ASIC, and so on first. And we are taking our chip. So basically, these are the chip and giving out so we can run the neural network more efficiently. And also we do hardware software co-design to make sure all the innovation will be closely integrated together in this platform. Some level like a GAN acceleration higher pipeline, the whole automatic NLC, or the block computing to handle very sparse neural networks, some other example. We're also looking at some other levels like mobile computing. For example, if you have a lot of mobile devices together for perform some local training inference, autonomous car connection. We do like robustness security, especially how to train the model, make sure you won't be able to manipulate it by the default or backdoor or chargers on first, or some other application that could check it out. So I talk about the first topic, which we have been working on this thing for 2 years. The original idea came from one of our paper in 16 years. We'll show you why we want to do something called structural sparsity in neural network. We all know we're increasing the number of parameters of neural network will associated with not only the increase in the storage, but also the increase in the computation time because we increase more and more operation on top of this. So one efficient way to reduce the computation requirement is to reduce the number of parameters or widths of the neural network. So many people actually tried those things before. For example, in 2015, some people tried to reduce the convolutional layers widths by removing those widths because it's smaller than some threshold. And the idea they did is they actually applied to annotate for the weight regularization or one more in their cost function. And by doing so, they are able to push the distribution of the width close to 0, and they can simply remove those widths which is below some threshold because they believe that the input time those widths will generate very minimal impact on the output, which some other people say no, we can do even more. We can remove not only the convolution layers, but also the connected layers without sacrificing accuracy that much. And ideally, we can achieve, 2 to more than 10 times, theoretical speed up by doing those pruning, the random pruning. However, if you look at this, if you really take your code and run it on your own machine, in many cases, you're not able to get a real speed up. And in many cases, actually try a negative speed up. The reason is, as I show here, if you're running on a GPU or so on first, the real speed up goes smaller than 1, which means you will slow down the computation simply because you break the irregular minor access. And because you have a lot of code you were created in the regular storage of those neural network weights, and you will generate a lot of cache miss because you have very poor cache quality. So eventually you'll end up with you have cache miss, you go to the mean memory, you have a cache miss in the memory miss, and then go to the the hard disk instruction first. So eventually the slow down iris. And people know the software people say, okay, if that is the case, we can do hard encoding on a non-zero way, so try to pack them together and hopefully can run those more efficiently. Or we can maybe convince Intel or radio to design a new hardware. They can export those cache miss and we can do all those things before we really encounter this. But you can imagine not often will be the low-cost solution, right? You just either change the hardware, or you require a lot of engineers to really do all your work. That's not something we want. But if you look at the root reason of this issue, the issue is we actually randomly remove all those weights. And if we want to fix this problem, then the ultimate solution will be we need to remove all those weights in a structural way so that we can remove the whole block or the whole column, the whole row of those weights. A very simple idea. And so that we don't have to change that much on how we need to store those data in now the question is, how can we achieve this? Right? Because we know that will be our fundamental goal. So the technique we proposed 2 years ago was a group regularization. This is not new technology, but we were the first one using the technology for this structural, sparse in a comprehensive way. For example, in this case, we have the 3 ways: W0, W1, W2. You want to make sure you can remove W0 and W1 simultaneously, or W2, or all of them simultaneously. You don't want to just remove W0 and W1, right? And in such a case, what you can do is you actually group W0 and W1 and put their the root of the sum of the square at one item, and also the another W2 and another item. Make sure the sum of those 2 items was more than some threshold. And by doing so, you either remove this one or remove that one, or remove both of them. Mathematically, that means you have some constraints which you have a group so you have a group 1 shown here, and you have the pink surface. The pink surface of the optimization one, and you shift those 2 surfaces, and eventually you find the point here. That's how you can train your neural network. Okay, so in reality, you can introduce multiple granularities on this technology. You can do the channel-wise, so basically remove all the weights corresponding to the 1 channel, or you can remove corresponding to the filter, and remove the corresponding to the same position across multiple filters, and remove the whole layer. So on first, it really depends on which one gives you the higher dependency on the regularization of the data storage. So let's look at the result. And this result basically shows how you're going to prove the non-important filters and also the channels. Okay, and this basically shows this error rate. The baseline is we have 20 to 30 filter numbers and 1 to 20 channel. Okay, so if we want to maintain the same error rate like 0.8, we can reduce the number of filters down to 5 to 16 or 1 to 4 by increasing by introduce very large reduction in the blocks, and also show the real speed up from about 1.6 times to about 5 times. And if you want to relax the error rate by minimally, 0.1%, then you can further reduce the number of filters down to 12 or turn number 1, 1, 3. And the speed up will increase that. And if you want to visualize the features, you will find out a original feature like the fourth row shows, and then the full improved the feature will like the second row or the third row. Even we reduce so much redundancies, we still maintain the major features of our but this actually also means after training of the neural network, we actually do so much redundancy which we safely remove. But the rate depends on how well we do it. So another example, say we actually can remove the corresponding component of one, the filters, original filter 5, but now we can reduce the full output, so like we reduce the number down to 21. We can reduce the size down to 7, which corresponding to different error rate of the different 8 or 1.0. And you can see the corresponding speed up, which will contribute 2 times or every 10 times. And similarly, we still return very good features compared with so if you want to combine them together, so this is some example are running on the AlexNet, for the GB type, you can find out like the bottom one is no address loss. So we're going to maintain the total error rate about 42%. And for the L1 NOR design, which is randomly remove all those reds, you will find many convolutional layers. So the speed up was smaller than 1, which is 0.34 for CPU and even 0.08, which means the 12 times is lower than the Bay Area. Okay, so but if you compare with our design, the structural sparsity, you will always get a positive speed up. So those are the things you want to see. And if you want to tolerate about 2%, this is a less than 2% accuracy loss, then you can further boost the speed up to even higher rate, in this case from 9 times or 4 times or so on first. So that is something you can do a trade-off to do. So we always have some trade-off between accuracy and the performance. So I already know this. And the interesting part is if you compare the baseline on the different platform like a CPU and a GPU, then the GPU platform gives us a higher benefit compared with the baseline of GPU. Here, this will be the GPU result, and the CPU result. And the reason is, the GPU, because it's a streaming operations, are more sensitive to the locality of the data, the regularization of data structures on the first. So we want to really maintain the good regularization of the data access. That is the key. Okay. Again, a lot of people say I want to reduce the layers. This is also the common trick. Actually, some people already published paper before we published that they didn't realize this is relevant to the structural sparsity. In this case, if the original layer number 20 to 32, we can reduce down to 14 to 18, but still maintain very good error rates, actually even better than the original one. But if further reduce the number of layers, we'll actually increase the error rate. So there is an optimal point to do so. A little bit more detailed analysis will show the layer to really remove is actually the intermediate layers, because the beginning and the end actually have a more important job to do, like extracting the features or to map those features to the information we eventually rely on for the classification of the functions. Okay, so after finishing this, we are looking at some other technology, because the removing ways is the only way. Is not only way to do the compression of the neural network. And some other people believe we can do more smart way by considering the neural network, especially the weight metrics as the real metrics, and compress them by using some vectors. That's actually can trace back to 100 years ago. People used model reduction, for those metrics adaptation. But I still want to keep the similar, response of those that you done. We call that one coordinating filters for the faster deep neural network. So the original idea that you have a lot of training the filters, okay? So if you want to visualize, this filters by using the linear discriminant analysis, you will find out, the filter can be realized like we show here. Okay, so basically you see the cluster amount of different filters. So you always see something like this. Okay, and if you look at this, you will find out if somehow we can approximate, this filter distribution of the mean filters, you may still be able to maintain the major response of the matrix, but dramatically reduce the size of the matrix. That is old mathematical trade we already know more than 100 years. Okay, people really think so. Actually, some people say we have the PCA analysis to find out those stuff, and similarly, we can do the matrix factorization. So we can have a original matrix that is that big, but that can be approximated with the two smaller matrices, multiplied together with the basis filters and the linear combination. Eventually, we maintain the large, let's consider the largest eigenvalue of this matrix to, approximate the original response very much. Then by doing so, we can approximate the filter by linear combination of the smaller number of the filters. For example, we have original one at that big. We can decouple this one with a smaller matrix with M and N, and M is much smaller than N, so that the total number of operations will dramatically reduce because we actually reduce the product between M and N. So of course, while they directly handle the very large original matrix, it's not new. But the issue is this task basically talk about if you are given with one matrix, you can always approximate the matrix by using two smaller matrices. You can always do this. But if you really think about this logic, you will realize there's one issue here, which is why I want to do this. Why I want to always train my neural network, then do the compression. I should do the compression together with the training of the neural network. That shouldn't be more efficient, right? For example, if we have some, we find the clusters of the filter vectors like this, we may be able to train our, the filter vectors so we can always make them cluster together and then make them closer. We can always find out the mid-node filter vector be there. That's the basic. Okay. Now the question is, how you're able to generate some process during the training to make sure we can cluster those, the filter vectors, even they can collapse into some, smaller class. Yes.
Essentially, what you see is showing to us that you have just four unknowns, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors, 4 unknowns. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's we don't really need to. If you make them closer, we can include the accuracy, right? Yeah, 4, basically 4. Yeah, so we don't. Those things only provide additional accuracy, but in many cases we don't need that much. So what we have done is we actually propose a lower rank DNN by using the force regularization. It's a very sample because suppose we have a vector on each filters are stored in the space, and then we have the pairwise gravity between two stars. We can push those two filter vectors to merge into one. That's basically the perfect way to play. And by doing so, after training, the gravity force will collapse the star filter closer, and maybe some of it eventually will collapse to 1, or some other class will move it closer, so we can safely find out some mean filter to generate higher accuracy of approximately something like this. And the force regulation will be like this. So you basically have some, original, factors and regional vectors, and they're multiplied by some force and minus some. The force is generated by the relative position of those two vectors. So, and this would be the original, stochastic gradient descent. You will select this, and the force regularization allows us to generate another additional, item with the delta WI that can reduce the rank by introducing this force between two basically the pair of the vectors. I can either use the L2 nor L1 nor, depends on which one line. The result will not change that much. Because now you generate the force there. So let's look at the result. It's a very simple one, but the blue one shows our baseline. They basically tell you for the different layers, how many of those the vector that you will see, and the right one will be the result after we apply the L2 more force. you will find out the number of the filters approximately with the maximum reduce compared with the original design. You will not so similar things. There are some radical stuff there because of the different structure of this network. And the accuracy loss is pretty low. For example, for RASNet 20 it will be 0.7, and for Google Net that will be the 2.5, for the top 5. So we're still going to sacrifice some accuracy because we don't really produce the same result. We produce an approximation of the regularization network. But that will be useful in some application when the actual rate difference will be more important. And those are the things that we show. You will have the data loss, compared with the baseline of post regularization. The regularization we actually make the convergence make the loss reduce even faster. And the L1, the top one validation arrows, you will see a similar phenomenon. Which means we don't really break the convergence that much. And this the higher speed up for the post regularization we will compare with. If we don't apply anything or we apply the L2 more, then the top error rate will slightly increase over ASIC. ASIC is really a small, but still on a similar range, like 0.04%. But the CPU and the GPU implement will be like 1 or 2 times. And the theoretical speed up actually very close to the one we have, which means because we really know, the computation will proportionally associate with the computing cost. So if we know how many vectors we remove, we need to use approximate the reduction on this. So that gives you interesting analytical calculation about how fast we can improve the performance. But in some convolutional layers, the ramp is already very low. In such a case, it's very hard to approximate. So the larger neural network is the better chance we will be able to approximate. That is some development. If we compare with this design with the structural stuff, this actually even offer better results compared with the structural Sparsity stuff. But usually they suffer from sometimes the higher error rate. The structural can always maintain the good error rate. But also those are trade-off ways we trade performance for accuracy or accuracy for performance. The last one, which I'm going to have, is talk very fast. The last one is the TernGrad. That is the technology we developed for the building computing technology. The reason we do this is because when you are training the neural network, you're not going to train on your own machine, you're training on the class or something first, right? And in such a case, you always want to reduce the training time because in some applications the training time will last a couple months. This paper actually was published last year in NIPS, 2017. And that was one of the 40 oral presentations in NIPS 2017 out of more than 3,000 submissions. And actually was the fourth talk in the deep neural network section. And that was the picture I took when my students taught. He's here and 5,000 people in the room. So you're not able to see him. You have to look at the film screen like this to really see the slides. So the background like this, we all know when you already use the parameter server or any other, distributed platform to train the neural network, right? So if you want to partition, the workload, so what you can do is, in many cases, if you replicate, your model on each node for the model replicants, and then you partition the data to the different nodes. So different nodes will train with different training data, right? And by doing so, we can train those models separately. In this case, and after a few epochs, you will start to see the deviation between different replicants. What you can do is you make a gradients back to the parameter server and do synchronization. And after finish the synchronization, you make the you download the width to those model replicants that synchronize, and then you can redo the training again. In some cases, people will introduce the asynchronized, the synchronization, blah, blah, will also be the additional features. But if you look at this structure, one challenge we usually have is if we keep increasing the number of nodes, we always assume we can do a proportional speed up, which is not always the case because the bottleneck will happen during the traffic between the primary server and also the model. Okay, so when the parameter increase, the communication is become the bottleneck, so we're not able to efficiently synchronize the waves. I remember if the bottleneck is here, we have to wait until all the gradient back to the primary server synchronization. Everything will be idle when we're waiting for the synchronization information made back to the functors. Okay, so when we look at this, we want to compress them. And the best thing we could do is we don't want to transfer the floating point gradients between the nodes and also the parameters because that would be very costly. Instead, we will transfer 3 values. We call that ternary values: the -1, 0, and a +1. The reason we have 3 and not 2 is if we only have a -1 and +1, we lose the information. Stay there, don't change the width or gradient. We need to have 3 to guarantee the convergence. But -1 means that you need to reduce the value, and the +1 means you need to increase the value. Right? That's what those are theoretical lower bound we can do to transfer those information. However, to do this, we need to make sure 2 things. So one thing is, if we only transfer those 3 levels, not even too big, we too big have 4 levels. So can we 3 levels? We want to make sure we can still be able to transfer other information from one end to another end, which is the data we really transfer rather than the trend, right? How can transfer the data from one to another end without really sending the real data? That's the key. Another thing is how we can guarantee the convergence, because we're not only give the guidance, we don't really give people how far it will go. So in such a case, how you're able to guarantee the convergence to do the job. So let's talk about convergence first. We also find out that 20 years ago, somebody already did the job. When say, okay, if you have some phase spin you want to synchronize, and you can always give them the guidance, like the next one, the 21, and you give the distribution of the information you want to transfer, by assuming the data is quantized and the region is smaller than some threshold. And if I guarantee this, you are guaranteed the convergence. I'm not going to the details. We didn't really prove this. We just find out some proof and apply on this technology. And we realize the first thing we do is we will do the clipping of the data, so we can have some bound of the data we transfer from the nodes and to the premise. The second thing we do is we still remember the trick we already have on the communication technology. Let's say we have some sensor to sample some data, and on another side, we want to get this data. If the data is sufficiently large, do we really need to transfer the sample data from one to another end? We don't. So what we do is we basically transfer the information of the distribution we collected on one end and transfer the distribution, and we can restore those sample data, right? And when we did some experiment, we find out the parameter server during the training, the gradients we're going to transfer follow some, particular distributions. And if we're taking this assumption, which is true actually, we can transfer the parameter relevant to the distribution and trying to restore this distribution back to another. That is the key. So let's look at what we did. We have the original distribution, and with the clipping to make sure all the data will be done, within some bound. But also for different layers and different bounds, we can make sure we can tune them so that we can achieve the higher accuracy. And after that, we do the Regularization, like we do here, and we transfer those stuff to another end and try to restore the whole distribution. Well, now we have a couple of parameters, like the mean of the distribution, the deviation, and also the trend. We need to adjust those samples and so on first. So for each, some around 1 years by assuming the data will follow the distribution. And if those transmission numbers are very large, or the scale of the system is very large, we can always restore very accurately these real good from one input to another. That is the key. So let's look at the result. Surprisingly, actually now we all know this. If you compare with the relation between top one accuracy and the iteration of training, you will find that our result is quickly approach to the level of the baseline ratio. And look at the training loss versus the iteration, we saw a similar trend. And then so the blue one will be the baseline, and the red one will be the TernGrad. Actually, even it's faster than the original one. And for the last night, originally you have two workers, you're going to do iteration about 370,000 times, and you have four workers go down to the 185K, and also you could use the 8 will be done even for proportional performance increment, whereas none of the workers. And if you look at the top 5 accuracy, you will find out that if we transfer point value or TernGrad value, the accuracy is pretty similar. We see a little bit higher error rate here, but top 1 and maybe the accuracy and lower accuracy on top 5 is still very similar. But if we don't have the correlating, which means we're going down, this distribution, you start to see a larger accuracy loss on this design. So basically that means, make sure we do the clipping on the data and the guarantee the convergence will be very important. A similar result can be found out in some other design. In this case, it's actually that it will improve. Even more. So basically, we realize we can create a performance model, to really simulate the whole process. If we know that, if we know, the performance will be proportional to the number of workers. You can calculate, profile of the system. You can always provide you the approximation of performance increment. So we build up this performance model. We actually, validate this one on the Ethernet and PCIe, switch, which connects to the GPU cluster, and which this case is 128 node GPU with 100 gigabit bits, bits, within that network and so on first. And and sorry, actually we do this. The 120 nodes GPU cluster with 1 gigabit Ethernet with the 1 PCIe switch on each node first. Or if we apply our technology to the similar GPU cluster with even that on the link, you will find out the effectiveness of our technology will reduce. It's actually not dynamical because what we are trying to optimize is the bandwidth of requirement between the nodes and also the front server. Because that bandwidth is becomes larger, then the benefit of technology will reduce. So this is a real test data from the VHP labs, and we do this one to come out of that say. It's not the end. So we actually, our structural spoofing technology is not supported by the library of the Intel Nirvana neural network processor. Anyway, from Intel. Okay, so if you go to the Nirvana neural network library, if you go to the pruning technology, they support 4 technologies. So this technology is actually one of them. You can download those codes and run by itself. Okay, and it is also adopted by the Intel US, natural language processing accelerator, but that is more advanced on the NLP, but not on the image but I cannot say more about this. And also on adopted by some other technology, because some other companies, the ASIC technology is the largest logistic company in China. They actually more like the UPS in the US. They maintain very large data size, to move the data, to move the puzzle around. So basically, we work with them to improve their inference performance by 2 times on the same data center without buying any new machine. Actually because majority of their stored based on CPU, it's basically like a free lunch. So we can do maximum power for tasks with TernGrad technique is not supported by the Facebook Computation. If you go to Computation library tutorial, you'll find out the technology supported by the distributed version. And we have been working with the last summer. Actually, not only this, the PyTorch their tutorial. Many of the tutorials are written by my students. Because they are the contractor of this Facebook, and also 80% or so product actually already technology. So it's particularly useful if you want to do the trial training to kill the parameter. If you can store those for the best return to give you dramatically benefit. Okay, so to share our perspective, AI is going mainstream and showing potential on both edge and the cloud side. So, however, all of them are limited by the infrastructure because no matter how powerful the machine you buy, you will quickly use them up. Okay? That's the lesson we learned in many companies. And future AI will be more user-friendly, more automatic, and more cost-efficient. So, and finally, accuracy was the primary goal of machine learning, but we do see more and more application. We can somehow tolerate some reduction, not saying reduction, but reduction on the accuracy and trade for the performance, for the power, for the accuracy, not accuracy, for the privacy, robustness offers. So we're working on those same things. So those are my contact information. I'm open for any